In this video, I'll be showing how to get the gold crown of O's in Roblox, so make sure to subscribe with the notifications on for more guides on how to get items in Roblox, and like the video. Recently, Roblox has been doing more things for developers, like if you know there's the Video Star program, a lot of developers also want something like that, or just developers to get recognized some way in Roblox more than they already are. So, Roblox has started doing things such as swag bags, I think that's what it was called, where developers who have a certain amount of players get a bag, and it has a lot of cool things in it, like Roblox clothes, and also codes to get the developer longsword. It's pretty cool. Roblox made a post on the dev forum about it, so there are actually 3 phases. The first phase was the swag bag, and whoever has made 40 million plus lifetime Robux would get it. So of course, that is going to be hard for almost everyone. Overall, I think in my lifetime on Roblox, I've made like 1 million Robux. Of course, I've made a few games, none of them really got that popular. Like, one of them had a few hundred players for a while, but that was basically it. Yeah, in my opinion, that's a really cool way to thank the developers. It has a Roblox Studio hoodie, hat, socks, and backpack. Then the second phase was virtual items. So the third phase is also going to be very hard because you have to get like tens of millions of play hours in your games to get it. But the second one, virtual items, basically everyone can get this, especially the first few. Here's what the post says about this with the Crown of O's. So they said, "Hey developers, we're excited to announce phase 2 of the Developer Awards program. Virtual items, the phase of this program is all about bejeweling your avatar with unique swag to celebrate certain development milestones." So they said the Crown of O's, also known as the Crown of O, represents milestones of monthly active users, MAUs, and your experiences. Each crown is made of materials that should definitely be familiar to vet and Robloxians, and an increase in cool factor for each tier of award, always leaving you with grander aspirations. Here's a breakdown of the milestones. And we are focusing on the gold crown of O's, so it says gold 100 plus monthly active users. So again, monthly active users is MAU, and it is not players at the same time. So you don't have to have 100 players in your game at the same time, and it is not visits either, so you can't just like join your game 100 times and then get this. I mean, I'm not sure how allowed that would be. I recommend don't do that, because maybe it's not allowed. I don't know what Roblox would think about that, because it's technically only one person, it's just 100 different accounts. But this one is not going to be too hard to get, because 100 is not really a lot in 1 month. The best way to do this would probably be with your friends, so just invite your friends to join, and then ask them to invite their friends to join. If you don't have any friends, then play a game that requires multiplayer, and then you can try friending people who you play it with, and then maybe invite them to your game, but just don't go in game and ask people, "Hey, want to join my game real quick?" Don't like try to instantly get people to join. Don't be like one of those spam bots that just spams in the chat, "Hey, go to this website, Robux, ooh." Also, I recommend make your game decent so that people actually play it, because some people make like really low quality games and they can get maybe 5 or 10 players. I know, because I own a game that's not really that good and it always has like 1 or 2 players, which isn't a lot, but considering each person only stays for maybe 10 minutes, that is definitely over 100 a month. Like, for example, if you only have 1 player in your game at all times, but it's different people and each player stays for around 10 minutes, which I think that's the average amount of time people spend in games in Roblox. It was either like 5, 10, 15 minutes, something like that. So there are 86,400 seconds in a day, which means 1,440 minutes. So if 1 person's in your game at all time, and each person stays for 10 minutes, then that is 144 players a day. That example is assuming that the same players don't join back, and it's just people randomly joining, and you have around 1 concurrent player at all times in your game. So this is gonna definitely be easy to get. You should have, like most people I see, they have 100 to 200 friends on Roblox. So if you invite all of your friends, you should maybe get about 20 of them, 50 of them to join, and then if they invite some friends, then yeah, you're gonna get 100 people in your game easy. You could try making an actual good game, but games take weeks or months to make, and I don't think it would be a good idea to try to make an entire game just for the purpose of getting this hat. Of course, you could try making a very fast game, like Roblox has game templates. I'll just show you guys exactly how you can make a game real quick. Here's how you make a game though. I'll show how to do it on PC first, first, and then what you need to do on mobile, because you can't get Roblox Studio on mobile, I think. So if you go over to create, and then press create new game, you can select whatever you want. So of course, if you want a base of a game, and you want it to be an obby, like, I recommend choosing obby. If you're trying to just make a game really fast, obby is probably the best way to do this, since obbies are extremely easy to make. So you can choose obby, combat. That's going to be a little harder to make a game with combat, unless you just use the default Roblox combat game. Line runner, that can be okay. Capture the flag. But I just recommend choosing base plate if you want to make something completely new, or obby if you want it to be an obby. Then under basic settings, you can set a name and description. Under access, you can select how many players you want in your game, what people can play it on, and then just leave server fill here, access if you want to make it paid, private servers, and then advanced settings, you can choose game genre all or all genres. I recommend choosing all genres because it's probably going to appear more and recommended to people, I don't know. But then you can select if you want people to have gear, or if you want people to be able to copy the game. That sounds a bit complicated though, so I recommend under here just click obby and then create game. You don't have to change any of the other settings, just obby, create game. Now you're going to have an obby, so it doesn't really matter if it's good or not. You could actually just make a base plate and not do anything in it at all, and then ask people if they want to go see your obby. Like, you could just go up to random people and say, hey, want to play my obby, and then send them a friend request, and then they join you there. But, like, it doesn't even have to be an obby. If they join, it's gonna count as a monthly active user. It could literally just be like a picture of shredded cheese. It doesn't matter what they do after they join the game, it just matters that they join the game and they're gonna count as a monthly active user. Yeah, that doesn't really sound right to lie to people to get them to play your game, but I'm just being real with you guys. It could be literally anything. You could do anything at all in your game, as long as it follows the Roblox terms of service. And then if someone joins, they're going to count as a monthly active user. But I recommend actually making an obby, playing around with Roblox Studio, and seeing what you can do. Don't use anything from the toolbox, though, because you can literally get banned. Like, I don't know why Roblox hasn't fixed this problem yet, but if you import a model from the toolbox, which a lot of them are botted to the front page of the toolbox, and then, like, someone updates it and it's something bad, then you can get banned. Like, I think they report everyone who uses that model after making it and updating it to something bad, and then just, like, everyone who puts it in their game gets banned or warned or something. Maybe Roblox stopped doing that, I'm not entirely sure, but for the past year or two, or, like, many years, that's been a problem, so don't use anything in the toolbox. Just use the obby and then do stuff with the obby kit, change it however you like, test it to make sure it works. And there are a lot of guides on YouTube of how to make games. I recommend, like, you could just make a very simple simulator. Just make something that would get at least one person on every day, or like a few different people on every day, and then you're probably gonna get 100 visits in a month. Here's what you need to do if you're on mobile. So go over to your profile, and then you're going to see under creations that you have a game. It's gonna be a default place unless you've made a game on PC before and you're just on mobile for now. But I'm pretty sure you need a PC to go to Roblox Studio, so you can't really change the game if you're on mobile. So you just need to get 100 visits in your default place on mobile. So again, you can do the exact same thing, invite your friends, try to get 100 people to join, but you're not going to be able to make an obby or just, like, make something in the game. It's going to be the default Roblox place. But those are all of my tips on how to get 100 monthly active users on your game. So again, not 100 visits, because people can join again, and it's going to count as a visit. It has to be 100 different people, and it doesn't have to be 100 people at once. Just 100 different people in a month. After you get 100 monthly active users, Roblox is going to message you, maybe a few days after you get that many, maybe even a few weeks. But I received my message about a few days after most people did. Like, a lot of my friends who are developers were getting messages from Roblox saying that they got the gold crown of O's, and I didn't get mine until, like, a few days after they did. Here's what the message says: congratulations on achieving the gold crown of O's. Congratulations, you are receiving the gold crown because your game has achieved 100 plus MAU. If you have any teammates you would like to award the item to, please fill out the survey. then there's a link to the survey. If you have any questions, please contact our team at Roblox's Developer Gmail. I blurred out the link to the survey because a lot of people are probably just going to try filling it out even though they don't have 100 MAU yet, so I recommend if you find the link to the survey, don't do that, because if you don't have 100 MAU, Roblox is probably going to check your profile and see if you do, and if you don't, you're probably just going to end up wasting Roblox's time, and the people that actually do have 100 MAU are going to have to wait longer to get their items, so like, don't fill out the survey unless if you actually get messaged by Roblox saying you got the crown and that you can. Also, I blurred out the email because it says if you have any questions, please contact our team, so it's only for people that actually got the crown and have questions about it, I think. I'm not entirely sure if it's public. I mean, a lot of people have posted screenshots of it, so you could probably find it, but I don't recommend just emailing them asking for the crown if you don't have 100 monthly active users yet. So, like, only use that email if you actually got the crown and you have questions, or maybe you got the crown but it didn't appear in your inventory, or if, like, a glitch happened. But here's another way to get the crown. So it says, if you have any teammates you would like to award the item to, please fill out the survey. So if you have a friend that has 100 monthly active users, or maybe you're a friend that they invited to their game and you're trying to help them get 100 monthly active users, then you could do as little as provide them with an idea, like, hey, you should add a part here, or literally any other small thing involving the game that you could have helped with just a little bit. Then they could add you to the survey, and you would technically be their teammate, so it wouldn't really be lying. You could just get them to add your name to it. I'm not sure how many people you can add, but I'm assuming it's around 5, maybe 10, maybe it's unlimited, but of course if you add, like, all 100 of the people that joined your game to help, then that would be a little suspicious, so I recommend you could just do this, and then, like, you could just suggest a thing to your friend, and you'd technically be their teammate, then they could add your name, and you would be good. So that is probably one of the easiest ways to get the crown. So instead of having to make your own game and getting 100 monthly active users on it, you could just work together with a few of your friends, and then once you get 100 monthly active users on just one of their games, then they could give everyone the crown. Of course, since you're working together, you're technically teammates, and then you would all be able to get the crown. Maybe there are more rules for teammates. I'm not entirely sure what the survey says, so I recommend, like, just follow whatever rules it says. Maybe they actually have to contribute something inside of the game, and you can't just, like, add your friends to it for no reason. Again, follow what the survey says. If it says that you can't do that, then don't do that. But those are all of my tips and all of the ways to get the gold crown of O's, so make sure to subscribe with the notifications on for more guides on how to get Roblox items, like the video, join the Discord server linked in the description, follow my Twitter at Telanthric, use star code Telanthric to support my channel. But I want to say one more thing, comment something completely random and unrelated to the video to confuse everyone who's just looking in the comments that hasn't made it this far in the video yet. And then, like, don't comment that I said this, though. We're gonna make it a secret, and it's gonna confuse everyone who's just looking in the comments. Like, if someone looks in the comments and sees, thanks, this really helped me on making a spaghetti, then everyone would just be so confused who saw that comment. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.